This is a video on how to rig the dice so that you get 5 different symbols every single time as Bowser. Firstly, here is my cheat sheet. It's very useful as long as you know what the different things mean, and I will explain that in this video. Here we go. Alright. So, I have spent a long time trying to figure out how to rig these dice. Paying attention to what thing is on what side, and trying to throw it in such a way that I get the proper side up. But I could never get it even close to consistently. So I began thinking, and I realized that the most consistent thing I could possibly do is absolutely nothing. To, at the start of the game, set my controller aside and see what happens. And I was right. It is 100% consistent. Doing that, you will always get boo, Bob-omb, cheep, 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 Bob-omb in that exact order. Every single time. Well, those aren't very good rolls. But I got to doing some more thinking, and I realized that just as consistent as doing nothing, you can hold both ZL and ZR for the whole duration of the game. And it also comes up with an extremely reliable result of Goomba, cheep, cheep, boo, boo, boo. Well, also not very great. But then I instantly realized that I could start combining the two techniques. I could, on some turns, do nothing, and on other turns, hold both buttons for the whole turn. On my cheat sheet, I have holding both buttons marked off as Y, and not holding any buttons at all as N. Now, as you can see, I got the 5 different rolls I wanted because I simply followed the instructions on my cheat sheet. Now, I found combinations that get the 5 preferred die rolls for most of the cases. However, I did not find any way, following this system, I could get every die roll except Koopa Troopa, and I also didn't find any way they get every die roll except Goomba consistently. But I did find really advanced, precise, tiny variations to do those. But I would recommend for most every player that you just go ahead and just use the top 4 items on my cheat sheet, because all they require is that you have fingers. It's very straightforward. Now, on to the more advanced things. This time I'm going to shoot for excluding Koopa Troopa to show you how it goes. For Koopa Troopa, we need Y, N, Y, Y, and Y minus 6. When I say Y minus 6, I mean I'm holding both buttons, but then I stop the instant the timer says 6. Well, if I'm off by a 1/10 of a second either of the directions, I'm probably gonna roll the wrong roll. So it's very difficult to get consistent. And here it comes. 9, 8, 7, 6. Alright, hopefully I timed it right. We'll see. I timed it right and it worked perfectly. I was able to get all rolls except Koopa Troopa. I don't get that all the time. It's actually really precise. Now obviously in that game it would have been better to go with the no urchins. But I wanted to show you how to do no Koopa Troopa. Just to explain some things in case you're a little bit lost on what I mean by no Koopa Troopa and so forth. There are 6 results possible, but there are only 5 rolls, which means you can't roll all 6. It's literally impossible to roll all 6 since you can only have 5 rolls. So on my cheat sheet, I have the things that are excluded on the right side. Now let's see. For this match, I really don't need Cheep. Cheep shows up the least. So I'm going to respond by following my cheat sheet on how to avoid Cheep. And it's going to make sure that I get every single roll except for Cheep. That particular combination is YNNNY. Well, as you might be able to see, this is honestly very straightforward. It is very easy. If you just follow the code, you succeed every time. I'll go ahead and let this one play out. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna please recommend that you like, share, comment, but do not subscribe. There's no really good reason to subscribe because I rarely come up with videos as useful as this one. Thanks for watching, and here's the end of this video. Alright, and just if you want to see the cheat sheet again, I will go back down and show you that cheat sheet. This is the end.